It's dark outside and I've been up in this bitch getting fried. Welcome back to Bestie After Dark, where I get baked as hell and I tell your worst or most interesting dating, romance, and bedroom storytime submissions. As a reminder, if you would like to get your story to me, please visit ycbestie.com/bad to fill out my form. If you would like to see all of Bestie After Dark all at once, you can visit my website, ycbestie.com, to subscribe for early access on Saturdays, or visit my YouTube channel at ycbestie on Mondays. The title of your After Dark storytime is Blood Brothers. Oh, I'm not liking this already. As a former baddie taken out in her hoe phase way too soon, I had to share this story of my legacy, or maybe my infamy by the time I'm done. I was 18 at the time, and being a military brat, I had access to the base right down the road from my house. I'm not even kidding, 10 minutes down the road and I'm on government property, babes. Well, having Tinder also meant that I had access to their barracks and their dorms too. I had a great run as a barrack bunny, and nothing will ever top the night I made 2, almost 3 guys a little bit more than Eskimo brothers. Same cave, different poles. If you know, you know. I'm talking to an icon right now, aren't I? Wow. I'm talking to a true American hero. Holy shit, friend. So my bestie from another state was visiting during the holidays, and we were having a great time on Tinder, enjoying our hoe phase and entertaining the masses with our very tasteful noodles. Well, we'd happened to match with the same guy on Tinder, but either she messaged the guy first or he messaged her first. It doesn't really matter. Anyways, she gets invited to come on base since she's a military kid too, and we have base access. Being the absolute bestie that she is, she asked if he had a friend for me to hang out with while they did their thing. Shout out to her, by the way. I love her down. As you should. He, of course, finds someone because he's trying to hit, and my bestie is a goddamn queen, and the night is off to the races. We all meet up in their barracks on the backside of the base, since they work in an area that purposefully separates them from the other areas for survival training. We're all having a great time and getting to know each other, doing that dumb bullshit in the beginning where you pretend that you're actually talking and you aren't just thinking about spelling your name on their D while you're on top. Girl. I respect it though. Like, good for you. You were there for one thing and one thing only, as you should. Then I go downstairs with my military man. She goes with hers, and we're ready to show them that we aren't just all hype. I'm always at my best when I'm on my knees, I'm always at my best when I'm on my knees, so I assume the position and I get to work. Tell me why this man answered the phone while I'm slurping his soul out. Sounds like his soul was still in place, actually. I'm sorry, not to be insulting, but I don't think I've ever had a man answer the phone and be like, hello, when I was really, like, into it. He puts it on speakerphone, but mama ain't raised no bitch. And so this little soldier is gonna do what she has to while this man is comforting one of his bros from earlier about walking in on his girl cheating on him. Not gonna lie, it was kind of hot when he put the phone right next to me so that the guy could hear me talking that. I'm not even gonna lie, it was kind of hot when he put the phone right next to me so that the guy on the other side could hear me taking that bitch straight to my uvula. His friend straight up clocked him and was like, are you getting sucked off right now? And he said, yeah, do you want a turn? Don't write checks that you can't cash, baby, because I'll take them both at the same time. Girl, we were diabolical back in the day, I can tell. Please, for the love of God, tell me that you turned like 35 and you were like, time to settle down now, and you straight up lied to someone about all of this, like, and you just have been living your best housewife life ever since. Please tell me that. I would love that. I would love it even more if you told the truth and you're a freak to this day, but we know that that's not how it usually goes. Anywho, we get to fucking, and it was all right. Cute kid, not a lot of play beforehand, and finished before I even got close, but it's whatever. I was mostly doing it to make sure that my bestie got laid in a new state and will have a new notch in her belt. Well, then I went to the bathroom, and it turns out Aunt Flo had made an appearance, and girl, there was enough to the point that it got on him too. You know those Fun Dip candy pouches with the white stick and the red cherry flavored sugar? He knows. I was mortified. Like, batty down, pip in distress. I'm freaking out because no way did I just shed uterine lining onto this man. And girl, I was in his dinky little dorm bathroom, clutching the edge of the sink, literally about to consider leaving my best friend upstairs while she's getting her back blown out and escape. Just Irish goodbye, all of them. Desperate doesn't even begin to cover how I felt in that moment. But being the adult that I am, I cleaned up and did what I had to do. I acted like I didn't just give birth to a clot the size of a goddamn 50-cent piece. And he didn't really seem to notice or care because we did it the safe way. But if he did notice, shout out to him for not saying a damn thing because he could have made that the worst experience of my life. But he was an absolute gentleman despite the things that he was calling me naughtily in bed 5 minutes ago. But wait, I thought that I called this blood brothers, meaning two. Yes, oh yes. So after my military man and I get done, we're just chilling, and we get the text from our respective friends that they're done, and we're about to make our way out to fucking grub after getting fucked. As my bestie and I are sitting next to our flavors of the week and absolutely destroying some chicken tenders with fries, they look at each other and then at us, and they say, switch? These motherfuckers had a plan the whole time to fuck both of us that night so that they would be Eskimo brothers. You know what I have to say? I heard that Eskimo brothers is not a politically correct term. What should we be calling it instead? Cave sharers? I don't know, like, because I told a story once where I said this. It was a story about someone who she and I share an individual. It was a story about my ex-husband, about his new girlfriend reaching out to me. And people were like, "You racist bitch! You're not allowed to say that." What am I supposed to say? Like, I'm so serious. What are we supposed to say instead? Can we come up with something? Because we need a term, but the more I say this story, the more I'm like, I'm not supposed to say that word. Lame. We just need a different word. Anyways, they wanted to be Eskimo brothers, but we're no better than them because we said yes and swapped our seating arrangements immediately. Did you swap your plates out, or were you just like, you know what? We're sisters now, and you started eating each other's chicken tenders and fries? I need to know. But remember, I'm still dealing with the hunt for Red October in between my thighs. So I should let him know, right? No. No. Enjoy your swim in the Red Sea. As someone who is on my period right now, you're vicious for this because it doesn't smell like regular blood. Okay, this shit. You're so wild. You didn't even. Did you put in like a toilet paper pad in between? So you were all like crumbly down under? No, you didn't give a fuck. No, but I really did want to say something to him, but in all honesty, I don't think he gave a fuck because there's no way that the two of them didn't say anything to each other after we were done. So I got up with my bestie's original man of the night, and he immediately is on me, hitting it from the back before he hoists me up onto the second bunk because, there's bunk beds. Of course there's bunk beds. Of course there's bunk beds. What the Bro, you didn't even get the top bunk? You got the middle one? This is a triple decker? That's crazy. Listen, I've been with military men before, but they were army guys already going through their divorce, okay? Like when I was getting divorced, I knew in my heart of heart. Really, I didn't know shit because the guys that I thought I was supposed to be dating were all like divorcees whose mothers aren't in their lives. Terrible mistake, but we all make them. Shit was so rickety. Oh my god. At least the first guy and I were doing it on the floor for some stability. Oh my god, they were both middle bunkers, weren't they? That's why they're friends. Losers. Um, sorry. Long story short, I did it with both men that night and I finished 0 times. 0. DEFCON 4 type shit. When we get done and cleaned up, we go down and we bang on the door of where I was originally because we think that everyone is all done and my bestie and I are done for the night. They take a minute, but eventually they come out fully clothed, not a hair out of place. And I'm looking over at her like, hello? And the other guy's asking her current guy while holding his hand up for a celebratory high five, brothers? You're kidding. You're kidding, bro went, brothers? Brothers? No! No! Brothers? No! As if they had gone through some kind of special initiation ritual that was being in the same cooter. But what's really funny to me is that instead of just making them brothers, I have the honor of making them blood brothers too. They just weren't expecting it. But to be fair, neither was I. Needless to say, I was very quickly retired from Barrack Bunny activities after this instance due to sheer fear, as well as a $2,000 diamond ring. Okay? I just know you married a military man, girl, didn't you? Please say it. But what's really funny to me is that instead of just making them brothers, I had the honor of making them blood brothers too. They just weren't expecting it, but to be fair, neither was I. Needless to say, I was very quickly retired from Barrack Bunny activities after this, just due to sheer fear, as well as a $2,000 diamond ring on my hand. Okay, period. Please say it was a military man. I would love that. P.S. Even though I thought I had a pretty rough night dealing with my unexpected period, Bestie actually ended up getting the clap from her first guy because the rubber broke, and she didn't even get to do it with the second one because he couldn't, like, get it up because he was still recovering from yours truly. I'm sorry, girl. So you had an infamously honorable night, and your friend who is visiting from out of state, she got the clap and then nothing? Bitch! Okay, on to the next story. The title of your After Dark story time is Karmic Mirror. It's not over. I dated a guy 11 years older than me. The first 5 years were great. The last 3 of our 8 years together were gut wrenching and brutal. We hit it off and worked like a team. We had chemistry like no other. I was striving to become a power couple. Some people don't take psychics seriously, but after this, you'll change your mind. In 2022, we moved into our home, owned by my ex's parents. He was spoon fed and I wasn't. He was an only child, a Sagittarius. I'm big into signs, and my sister had given me a psychic's number. I had taken a year off of work because your girl was burnt out. I was working 2 jobs and I had a 3-year-old with this guy 2 years in. Well, he was the type to work from home making 100K, and yet asking him to help with anything was like pulling teeth. I had to beg this man's mom to mention his lack of empathy or any commitment to our daughter. Finally, I reached out to a psychic and she told me what my year held. She said that there was a man who was trying to push traditional values onto me, and even though I thought he was the one, he only had eyes for other women. Not one, but multiple, and he was actively talking to them. We were supposed to get married in December. Shocked by it, I thought, she's lying, but boy, I didn't see how fast he would start showing his true colors. The next day, he had his office closed for the entire day, and usually that meant he was on meetings and I would leave the house with our daughter to keep it professional for him. Come 6 p.m., he gets off of work and goes and closes the door right after. He never does that. He comes down and he asks if I'm okay for our daughter to go shopping with him. Mind you, I begged him for the entire summer to step up and help me with her. Please don't tell me that this is going where I think it's going. Being one to notice the weird change, I agreed and I waited until he left. I waited and then I flew into the office. I jiggled his mouse and up pops the incognito browser for pros in our area. I instantly got why the psychic had said what they'd said. I called to confront him and he plays dumb, saying he was watching special adult videos the night before. Yeah, okay, sure. For a week straight, he continued lying about how this pop up had shown up. I asked his friends what a pop up of that nature would look like. You're crazy for that. I asked him which of those websites would have them, and then I had him pull them up. None of them matched his lies. I called his mom and I told her to get her son before I lost my fucking mind. She totally sided with her son. For a year, we were on rough terms and I couldn't find anything else. I left him alone. We were working on repairing it until one day he got caught downloading special adult videos. Not sure why, but in 2023, those types of things for me were a big no-no. This man got me arrested after I called the police and tried leaving, to which he assaulted me because I grabbed the car keys to avoid fighting in front of our daughter. I got arrested because he had scratches and I refused to answer questions after 6 of them surrounded me, like they made a decision and I was in the wrong. I kept my mouth shut. I should have sang. After being arrested, he claimed he didn't mean to hurt me, but more started to surface. One day, I looked into his desk drawer and I found a toy. From there, I started asking if he was DL and he flipped out on me, then admitted he was putting household items into the brown eye. What? Come to find out, he had bought a whole machine, like one of the tabletop machines. See, I used to go clubbing at like gay clubs a lot, and um like fet culture becomes like quite common in gay clubbing scenes. And so there was this one guy, I like remember his name and everything. He has a special nickname based on his outfits and his, his whole thing. And one time he showed me a bunch of pictures of this whole ass fucking machine that he had bought, that like he had a table built around it so it like folds down into the table. It was fucking insane. He'd been stealing my toys and using them while I was away. He'd had packages delivered to the back of the house, and there's more. He was buying tons of heels and spicy, sensual lingerie. I don't know who for, but not for me. I thought that he was cross-dressing. He openly admitted to seeing a transgender professional twice and saying that he felt they were more feminine than most women. He had bought 11 4-terabyte hard drives, copied my desktop computer and also my laptop. 11 4-terabyte hard drives? Nobody needs that. I stole 4 of them and I found homemade videos of him shoving a tentacle up there in our living room while I was away. Then 14,000 files of spicy fans, girls that he had stolen content from, pictures and videos. He got me arrested again. Basically, he cut me with a knife and then has the cop show up 5 minutes later after returning home. I was charged with strangling him because he said that I put him in a WWE headlock. No such thing happened. Come to find out, because of the stuff that I had found, he was just trying to ruin my life so that I couldn't ruin his reputation. He concocted a plan with his mommy, who then had her son file for custody the day before my birthday. He admitted to speaking to women after I had his daughter, and I found out the only reason he dated me was because I looked like a spicy model that he was paying for. Wow. 8 years down the drain. So, obviously, I sent his mom pictures of his gaped hole, and I sent the pictures of my bruises from all the times that he beat me up to his job. I changed our iPhone conversation background to him doing, you know, the hard stuff. Because he somehow acquired that after my first miscarriage, no clue how, and had been speaking to people who escort others places because my self-esteem was so low he needed validation for his basic ass compliments. Tell me that I'm the crazy one. You're not. You obviously know you are not. And all of that, like, he needed extra validation, so he cheated on me because I wasn't there for him enough. No. Nah. That's some fucking bullshit. Ah! Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. That's like when they're like, well, it's your fault that I cheated on you, but like, I just realized there's this annoying ass string right there. It's your fault that I cheated on you, but like, you can do better. Can I? Can I? Can I do better? Like, be serious. Next story. Now, I believe that I have told this story before, but when I looked around for it to repost, because I referenced it in a recent story time or a recent Bestie After Dark story time, not one of my own, I couldn't find it. And people recognized the story, but a part of me wonders if they recognized it because I mentioned it. Like, so we're just going to tell it again. Congratulations, friend. You, whoever submitted reverse UTI, your bestie lore now. Okay. Also, milk breath. I don't know if anyone remembers milk breath, but for some reason, milk breath is like blowing up on TikTok right now. Not like blowing up, but all of a sudden, like months later, it has almost 3,000 likes. So, yeah. Milk breath is also on YouTube now, if you don't know what I'm talking about. So go watch it because it's crazy. What? Milk breath? Anyways, the title of your After Dark story time is something my doctor has nicknamed Reverse UTI. My boyfriend at the time and I were in the bedroom and we went to change positions and I accidentally kneed him in the nose. He ended up getting a major nosebleed and stopped for a second, but I guess he was still too down bad to stop. He didn't even put anything in to stop the blood coming out. He just went down on me. A few days later, I ended up in the hospital with a severe fever, burning, pain, etc. After tests were done and I went a little too much in detail about this escapade, the doctor figured out that blood had gotten into my urethra and that my boyfriend had an infection, so it basically gave me sepsis in my lady bits. I ended up needing surgery, a long hospital stay, and so much IV antibiotics. I was left with thousands of dollars of medical debt because of it. But this is also how I found out he was cheating on me. He blocked me the day that I was admitted to the hospital, too. I am so curious about how this led you to find out that he had been cheating on you. If you would like to step up and provide some clarity, like, what kind of infection did he have, babe? Was it the kind of infection it sounds like it was? Was it that kind of infection? Hmm? Okay. On to your next story. The title of your After Dark story time is He Cheated on Me, so I ruined his confidence forever. So I was 18 when I started dating him, and this guy was 22. I found out that he cheated on me by him disappearing on my birthday and saying that he'd gotten a flat tire and that's why he disappeared for 2 days. He obviously didn't. He was 3 hours away for the weekend with a girl who knew about our relationship on my birthday weekend when I'd had a trip planned with him. Well, like the teen dumbass I was, I took him back after that. This is reminding me one time a guy literally, like, he genuinely convinced me that he was banned from the state of North Carolina. I'm like, probably 16 at the time, just stupid, just being a fucking idiot. And he acted like he like got here, like it was close when he had something that happened. Yeah, bro was just lying. The liars just lie. Anyways, Some in between here. I found out the girl he cheated with knew about me, and she then bragged to me that he cheated on me with her and he cheated on his girlfriend before me with her too. And my dumbass still went back to him. So one day we were arguing over text and he suddenly stopped responding and wouldn't pick up. So I said, fuck it. And I drove to his house. That girl's car was out there. So I went and I knocked on the door. She wouldn't come outside to fight me. And I told him if he chose her over me and didn't make her leave, that he was going to regret it later. Well, he ended up putting his hands on me and shoving me out of the house, and her bitch ass stayed inside. So what did I do? I immediately called an old friend of mine. We'd hooked up like a year before I got with my boyfriend. So I go pull up to my friend's house and we hook up, and it was great. Then, when we're done, my boyfriend calls me and I drive over to his place to talk to him about it. And well, we end up hooking up too. After I'd hooked up with my boyfriend, I told him he'd never made me finish and that I had been faking it the whole time. And I told him that I had just been with my old friend who was literally 3 times bigger than he was. I told him that I was out of his league, I had plenty of options, and that he didn't, and that I could fuck more bitches than him. Listen, that one is gonna drive it home every time, because I wore that card out once I realized how fucking true it was. I was like, listen, literally, I was like, please don't make me steal your bitch. Like, end the affair, or you're gonna regret this shit. And she did try it too. Um, I told him that I was out of his league and I had plenty other options that he didn't, and that I could fuck more bitches than him. And I dug deep and I just kept on going. I made this man cry and he felt so insecure. It felt amazing. He was an ugly, crying mess, begging me to forgive him and agreeing with me how disgusting and ugly and horrible he was. And I just cut him off after that. Back to the deliberate homewrecker. So after I broke up with him, they were on and off again for years. Well, that homewrecking bitch got cancer and he cheated on her and got another girl pregnant and left her. Karma's a bitch. God damn. God damn. I know you're normally not supposed to laugh when a bitch has cancer, but like, can I get a pass just this once? Thank you. The title of your After Dark story time is You Can't Be Ugly and a Cheater. Pick one. When I was 13, not loving this. When I was 13, I met an 18-year-old senior that went to the same high school as me. We started dating. First mistake, I know. Were you just a young freshman? Because I'm trying to figure out why you were at a high school, babe. I guess, yeah. At like the beginning of freshman year, yeah. Damn, that's crazy. Crazy. Because I thought that the 14 to 18 like age gap was terrible. This is rough. Other people his age would literally give him shit for dating a freshman. I just had to keep reading. Stupid. But he claimed he loved me and that I loved him. We dated for 4 years on and off, and there were so many red flags. The ones I mention here are really just the tip of the fucking grooming iceberg. He also had severe acne that would present huge cysts all over his face, and his teeth were fucked up because he refused to brush them. Like, actually. So, next level beyond ugly. Like, he snuck on this fucking earth, period. I love that one. For starters, about 6 months in, he started soft launching that he was into age play. No. Really? I couldn't tell. I had no idea that he was into age play. It's almost like he was dating a 13-year-old or something. Like, oh my god. He would ask me to wear leotards, which I later found out was him substituting them for onesies because he knew that I would never go for that. And let me just keep reading. I got shit to say, but this goes into him trying to get me to wear diapers and use pacifiers. Jail. Prison, actually. So what I was thinking was maybe just sit right there for a second. Yes, hello officer, it's me again. I have another one on the line and it seems like this one maybe actually needs to be lit up on a pyre of fire in the town square and then also possibly hung I don't know what your thoughts are on that. Let me know. Like, what the fuck? Oh, shit. Girl. I tell him I'm uncomfortable with this, and he starts getting distant. He bails on our plans one night, and he doesn't respond to my messages for 3 hours, and then texts me that he's at a mutual friend's house playing Xbox. I ask him to send me a picture of what he's playing. This man, grown man dating a child, BTW, yeah, sends me a photo with a woman's bed sheets in it. So there's literally no mistaking the flowers and teal colored bed sheets. So naturally, I'm pissed. I cry for 2 days. He apologizes and I forgive him because I loved him. Because you were 13. He would leave me on red for days at a time sometimes, beg me for money from my fast food job, come to my house seemingly strung out, and I didn't realize it at the time because I was a little girl. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna be so real with you. Let me. No, now I have to. When I was also a little girl, I was a little bit younger than you were in this story. I think a lot of it's well known amongst my like dedicated fan base that your girl's been through some shit, and part of it was I was passed around isn't really a good term, trafficked between like 10 and 12, and I did not understand the depth of the substances and the substance use around me at the time. Utilization. People of substance. Okay. It didn't click for me. Like, I didn't know anything about like secondhand smoke, secondhand highs and hellos. I genuinely had no idea. And I remember, so also I obviously was the kind of child who grew up hearing like she's doing this for attention often, or she's saying that for attention. When really I've just always been a fucking chronic oversharer. I just never knew how to shut the fuck up. So I was talking about actual things that were going on in my life, and people were like, no way, she's just making this up. Why would I know about that? To be making it up, you fucking idiot. But I say that all to say, I remember being probably early 11 years old and being shotgunned for the first time, like with smoke, not like getting shoddy. I didn't do that for the first time until like last year. But yeah, like having smoke passed into my mouth and just like all kinds of fucking shit going on around me and just like not being able to like fathom it because I legitimately just didn't really understand what was happening. And that is what happens when you're a child. You do not have the same like basis for life experience that grown fucking adults have. That's the point. How in the fuck could a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year old possibly even begin to fathom and comprehend the life experiences that I, as a 26-year-old woman, have had? And so, therefore, why would an 18-year-old man be with a 13-year-old little girl? And what do they have in common? Y'all are going to get me all the way back, full circle to everybody is jailbait for somebody. Okay, even once you're an adult. Um, and that can go in a bunch of different directions, but whatever the fuck just popped in your head when I said it, bitch, run with it. And get yourself out of whatever shitty situation you're in. Please, God. Not you. Not the submitter. Any of you. The fuck? You are 23 years old with a 57-year-old man who doesn't even treat you well. Get the fuck out of there. You're 19 and he's 32. Get the fuck out of there. God. Makes me mad. He would leave me on red for days at a time sometimes, beg me for money from my fast food job, and come to my house seemingly strung out. Come to find out, he was using, going to traps, and getting fucked up and not eating for days at a time. 3 months later, he cheats on me with 4 girls in the same week. How did I find out? He admitted it to me after I found out about one of them who was my best friend at the time. Also 13 or 14, I'm assuming. As I said, this is the tip of the iceberg. I finally broke up with him once I gained some common sense and self-respect. That probably happened around, I don't know, maybe 15 years old. He ended up with one of the girls he cheated on me with and ended up living in her grandmother's house because they were too broke and jobless with 2 kids in 3 years. Anyways, I hope this gave you some sweet, sweet content. Love your stuff. It did. Thank you for sharing your story. I got a little heated at this one, but it's not because of you, obviously. It's because of me. It's because of my own life that sorry, I shook the camera. My own life that I've lived before this and my very uneven temperament, god damn it. Okay, like I got some shit to say. Bring me this man so I can chain him up behind a fucking pickup truck. What? Ugh. The title of your After Dark story time is Insert Tip Disaster. The year was 2018 and I was going wild on dates, fucking whoever I wanted. I had a list of people who were hot as fuck that I just wanted to hit because I knew I could. I'd met this man on a dating app. He asked me to hit and I drove over an hour to meet this dude. He took me to an Indian place that literally sucked assholes. I'm meaning it was downright disgusting food, and I've had great Indian food. This was not it. Anyways, this guy invites me back to his place, and I say yes. Of course I did. I was a young-o. We make out for quite a while. He's grabbing me. He's telling me he's gonna blow my mind. I get on top, and before I could even barely slide a quarter of an inch onto it, this guy blows his load all over me. Like, bitch, I barely even touched tip to coochie, and he blows the whole thing. He starts getting all embarrassed. He says it's been a while. He just needs more time. I say, sometimes you get excited. It's all good. We start making out again, and he gets it up again, so we go to do it again. And boom, the exact same thing happens. Anyways, I stay over because I'm super tired. In the morning, I'm mentally thinking to myself, this is not going to go anywhere. I give the guy a kiss because I feel bad, and I leave. Why did this man have the audacity to send me a lengthy text about how it's not going to work out and starts telling me reasons why I'm the problem? All I said back was, texting me first doesn't save you the embarrassment of not even being able to touch the tip to the cooch and busting your whole load. So maybe don't talk so big next time and you won't be an utter failure in the bedroom. And that, my dear bestie, is the end of the worst bedroom experience I have ever had. Girl, I have had something that is not dissimilar where when I was dating, this guy was like, I've had so many girls tell me that it's too big and that it hurts and that it's just like the biggest they've ever seen. They don't know how they're going to handle it. He sent me a picture. The shit was literally like very average. And that was a lesson in womanhood. Okay, that was a lesson in banding together, hand in hand as women, okay, to agree that we were going to boost this man's ego to a dangerous extent so that he would always hype himself up this way. And then when the next woman saw it, they would be like, no, 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 something happened here. Who told you that? And he'll be like, a long line of women before you. Them bitches were all lying. What's wrong with you? Like, why did so many bitches not want you to the point that they lied about your extremely average member? Seriously. I swear to you. Because after that, that has to be what it was. Because once he said that, I was like, oh yeah, it's huge. Like, also, can I just say There are instances where this statement is wrong, but most of the time, if a man is telling you that he has put women in the hospital with what's in his fucking pants, I would steer clear. Okay? Because is it possible that he is just so big it accidentally went up into the cervix and now there's other issues or whatever? He slammed into her booty hole and she went, ah, and she hit her head, got a concussion, blah, blah, blah. Sure. Sure. But in my experience, men who brag, who are like proud about having put women in the hospital as part of their uh bedroom experiences, they're sadists. Get away from them. My tangents this episode are going crazy. Last episode, too. I don't even know what the fuck I'd be talking about. The title of your After Dark story time is, bro, what? So back in like 2018, my street florist was also my brother's coworker, and they were really tight. And this guy was very much your typical greenery supplier. Hung out in East St. Louis most days and was decidedly a straight man. Anyways, it had been a while since I got laid, and I was like, you know what? Why not? I have a habit of rejecting everyone and then picking the nearest attractive guy when I just can't take it anymore. Anyways, we set up a date. He picks me up. He takes me to his brother's house, and then he goes off to hang out with one of his brothers, and I think his cousin, and he just kind of leaves me hanging out with his little brother. Me and him start having like a baller conversation too. Way more of a vibe than the guy that I came in with. Anyways, he eventually comes back after I'm thoroughly baked, and he takes me to a bedroom of someone else's. Literally the biggest meat I have ever seen in my life. But that's not the point of this story. This guy's going to tell me not once, but twice while we're doing it, you look just like your brother. What? Oh, I would never recover from that. I would never recover from you look just like your brother while I'm getting fucking railed. Oh my god. Ah. Like, excuse me? I mean, it's accurate, but like, Jesus Christ. Excuse me? Anyways, first and last time messing around with a dude that had daddy issues instead of mommy ones. Yes, good call. A good call on that one. I wish I had little tiny symbols. That would be so fun. All right. Next story. This is long. The title of your After Dark story time is Third Wheel. So there was this guy that I met in Job Corps back in 2008. He was really cool and we had a good friendship, but it never went past that because I was dating someone else. I ended up getting kicked out of the Job Corps for fighting, but I'd already gotten my GED, so I didn't really care. A couple of years later, I ran into him and we reconnected on some friendly type shit. Why did I read that like that? And we reconnected on some friendly type shit. But I was always kind of attracted to him. I just never said anything until one day we got really drunk and we did it. We got really close. We started hanging out a lot. In our newfound friendship, I was introduced to his sister, who was a lesbian of the stud variety. I already know where this is heading. And if it's not heading in that direction, bitch, you might have missed out. You might have missed out on a statty. I personally have never been attracted to studs, although I am attracted to women. I just like femininity. Boring! Loser! Lame! Never beaten the allegations. Okay, more power to you. I hear that studs be beating on bitches. You're keeping yourself safe, sister. Anywho, we all become very close. One day, they ended up moving really close to me, like into the same apartment complex just down the street, and there was a party. One day, early in the morning, maybe around 8 a.m., we decide to go to IHOP for breakfast, then go back to our apartment for drinks. When we get back to the apartment, we're all already really drunk, and I start kissing him. And then I start kissing her. Called it. Only one person in this world can tell you what you are. No, me. Sue Sylvester. I fucking knew it. Only one person in this world can tell you what you are. Who, me? No. Me. Sue Sylvester. I fucking knew it! I knew you were gonna kiss his sister and get it on with her stud ass. Hold on a minute. Are y'all about to... I end up pulling his meat out and sucking it right then and there. And she pulled my pants down and started giving me head while I'm also topping him. Keep in mind, they are blood-related siblings. Not full siblings, but half siblings, blood-related nonetheless. It's like, I have whatever the woman version of corn brain is, I think, because it took a second for it to settle in that these are brother and sister. Okay, I thought this was gonna be like a revenge story. I thought that this was... No, you're just fucking on them. Wow. Same mom or same dad? That doesn't change anything in terms of y'all are fucking wild, and I'm not gonna say nasty, but someone else might. But same mom or same dad? Like, did they grow up together? This is a disturbing. I'm gonna finish the story though, but what the fuck? Let me stop asking questions. I'm not really caring too much though, because I'm drunk and it's kind of hot. You got corn brain too, bitch. But I absolutely did not expect what was coming next. Oh, good God. Oh my God. So she gets up from topping me, and I stop topping him, and he and I start getting it on. Missionary, and I'm on my back. He's on top of me. She comes directly over my head and she sits straight on his face. His face. He started eating her kitty meow meow. I thought, what the fuck? I get up, and they just start full on doing it. I wasn't even a thought anymore. I was watching for a second, just flabbergasted, when I decided to just get the fuck out of there. I start putting on my clothes, and I guess they noticed that I was leaving, and they were like, where are you going? And I said, oh, I just have to go home, I have to get to work, and I'm gonna be late. They say, okay, and the sister goes and gets in the shower. He follows her, and all I heard was wet clapping noises. I got out of there so quick, and I blocked both of them, and I haven't spoken to them since. Okay. You caught me. I'm at a loss. You win. You had a scarier story than mine. Congrats. I guess. Next story. The title of your After Dark story time is I Did It with a Known Grape. I'm already not liking this, but I hope this isn't going to be what I think it is. I got a message from a guy on Facebook that I had a crush on. His name seemed familiar, so I did a little Facebook digging, and I found out that he had violated his ex-wife while they were separated. He started calling me cute, and honestly, he was exactly my type down to the way he walked, so I invited him over. And I know it's super bad and awful, but I'm very into C&C, and I thought that he would be the perfect candidate. And he was. He knew how to get shit done. Unfortunately, I was living on an enclosed porch at the time, and he probably saw that as trashy because he never came back. I later ran into his wife at my job. I noticed the last name, and I asked if there was a connection, and she said, you mean my ex-husband? And then she looked at her friend, and the entire atmosphere got weird. I mean, you could physically hear the record scratch in the moment. I'm gonna be so real with you, I got nothing to say to you. Next story. That shit just pissed me off, actually. And I'm gonna have to cut this out. But, like, genuinely, what is wrong with you? Like, what's your problem? And then to ask her, oh, do you know him? Bye. I really might stop recording here. That just pissed me off so bad. The title of your After Dark story time is, I dumped my third rebound the same way that my father leaves his baby mamas, including my mom. I was on my third rebound after my divorce that finalized in December of 2025. My third rebound... December of 2025? Bitch, it's March 2026. All right, period. More power to you. My third rebound didn't give top. He would always bring up his ex, and he was trying to move too fast. He was cringe and a basement dweller on top of that. I got a second job since my remote gig gives me too much free time. I saw a coworker that looked just like my type, but I'm not a cheater, so I stayed away. When washing dishes together, our hands touched, and my heart fluttered, and by the next week, I had dumped my third rebound. I told him that it was because of all of his red flags, but it was really because I'm attracted to my hot coworker, but he'll never know. You know what? I can't even lie, sister. I take shit out of my dad's playbook all the time because he was vicious back in the day, so good for you. My hot coworker never went for it, though. His ex works with us and blowing up both of our phones / social media because she swears that we are secretly dating. He blocked her on everything, but I'd rather not since she's a shift lead. We aren't dating. He's never made any moves on me. He fumbled, and it makes me feel too masculine. People at work swear that we're dating solely because I avoid him. I do it so my shift lead won't blow up my phone during ungodly hours of the night asking if we're together. Girl, don't do it. The title of your After Dark story time is Crazy Old Man. I was 19. I was on that stuff, and I got with a much older man who was 50. Everybody's jailbait to somebody. You might not know it yet, but once you get older, you'll look back and you'll be like, what the fuck was that? Yeah, exactly. Anywho, it was crazy as fuck. I stabbed him at one point. You're just gonna skip past that? You're just gonna mention it and then, all right. He didn't put me in jail though. I stole one of his cars and totaled it. I love seeing women in male-dominated fields. Okay, no matter the field. I love seeing women win. I love seeing women win. He chased me through the town another time, ramming into the back of my car until I finally said fuck it and I ran through every single stop sign and red light. It was raining that night and I hit a turn too fast and flipped my car. I rolled it 4 times and I took a telephone pole out. I'm hanging upside down in my car, hearing this man yell asking if I'm okay, so I unbuckle, drop down, and I crawl out of my smashed car. Once he notices I'm fine, just cut up, this man loses his mind over his truck being fucked up. I knew then that this motherfucker was the craziest one I had ever come across. He's mad because his truck is fucked up from ramming your car? It's not funny. Men are just fucking idiots. We both ditched our cars on the road and ran into the woods because we could hear the sirens coming. Y'all fucking... Oh my god. Whatever. How did you get out of this? Were you just like, yeah, it was stolen? Lying bitch. I got a ride out of there and he made a bullshit ass story up about someone else driving my car. I never had to pay the city for snapping that telephone pole in half. He was crazy, but he never threw me under the bus. I have so much more I need to submit because, girl, the shit that I have been through is wild. It sounds like it. It sounds like it. The title of your After Dark story time is The Girlfriend and My Toys. My ex-husband and I had always been polyamorous since before we got married. I always practiced ethically, but him not so much. Don't they always? It's always the men, I'm telling you. He had a girlfriend, who we'll call Beth for the sake of her privacy. She lived in a different state, and at one point he had her come visit. It was supposed to be for 2 weeks, during which he made me go stay with my girlfriend. 2 weeks somehow turns into 6, and towards the end of that 6-week period, I visited. I found out that while I was gone, he used my toys on her. Yes, he is at fault. Because what the actual fuck? But she's not exactly innocent. Anyone who's just let someone use another person's toys on them has musty cooter energy. That was only one of the many things that he had done. God damn. The title of your After Dark story time is, How Did He Get 2? I was on and off with a man for 1.5 years. We'd had 2 miscarriages together, and I recently found out that he had a wife the entire time. How did I not know? You're asking. Yeah, I'm asking the same shit. He had so many stories already figured out. Every time I was confused, he had his reasons readily available. So you would think that he was hot, right? That man was big as fuck. Overweight as hell. Oh, he was a gut toter. It happens. Okay, well then you would think he knew how to use it, right? Wrong! He was a fucking pillow princess. This man was the biggest pillow princess I'd ever met. And girl, I'm talking basically queen of the pillow. I'm talking dead fish with a stick, okay? Didn't move, didn't do shit. No idea how he bagged 1, let alone 2 women. I found out because I started a new job and he had the audacity to tell me he used to hit on one of my new coworkers. He was still actively hitting on her and she showed me. She made a comment about a wife and suddenly everything unraveled. I had to pay for a background check and call his mother to have it confirmed because he wouldn't stop lying. But now he's mad at me because he said that I ruined his life. Yeah, you're the one that ruined it. Ugh, that makes perfect sense. The title of your After Dark story time is How My Ex Became a Serial Schmiller. Oh. So basically, I was seeing this guy named Blake who was 26. He was so sweet and we did everything together for like 6 months. Then he started being very aggressive. I found out he had Asperger's autism, which isn't an issue, but it caused him to be a lot meaner than the usual person. Autism doesn't make you inherently meaner. Like, in terms of intentional cruelty. But I know what you meant, but I do want to clarify that. Okay, there is a difference between, like, lacking awareness of social cues or, like, being blunt, not necessarily, like, thinking about your choice of words the way that other people do, and being, like, intentionally cruel. Anyways. Well, I broke it off because he began getting physical. His best friend Jesse helped me get out of the situation, right? And that's a key thing right there. Remember that. Well, 1 month goes by. I'm living my best life. I have a new guy bestie named Trey. He's awesome, absolutely adored me, and was helping me deal with Blake's stalking. Well, about 2 months goes by, and this man is going crazy, busting my car up and shit. I get a call at 4 a.m. that Trey was in an accident and that he had passed on. Well, weird thing is Trey had a seatbelt on and his face was caved in, basically from someone punching him. The cops blew it off until a month later, he did his friend Jesse in front of his kids for so-called helping me escape my fate. Holy shit! Are you good, friend? 'Cause that's a lot. God damn. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episodes of Bestie After Dark. If you would like to see all of Bad all in one place, please visit my website for early access on Saturdays for my subscribers only, or my YouTube on Mondays. I also post the Bestie After Dark clips daily after dark on my social media channels. Have a great week.